Might be live. Anyway, are we live yet? Yes, we're live. Welcome, everybody. I had a lot of trouble getting on here, so I'm not sure if it's even gonna work. Test, test, test. All right. Took me half an hour to get on here, so I don't know. And the buttons on my phone are not working, so I restarted it. I restarted my phone. That took 20 minutes. And that usually clears it up, but it did not. So I don't know. Nothing's working on my phone, so I don't know. It just does that sometimes, I guess. Is what it is. So, oh, look at that. Oh, man. I wish I had a better phone, but this one, I mean, this one's working. I'm thinking about maybe I should try to get a different phone. This is a 3G phone, so it's good for a lot of stuff, but it snags up every once in a while. All right, let's see if that's going to work. Yeah, it took me half an hour to get on here. This phone's better than the phone that I used to talk on. So anyway, the other phone I have doesn't even hook up to StreamYard. So anyway, I think we're up and running. So I'm going to pull up and that might be a notification. I'm pulling up my chat so I don't have to touch the screen anymore. One watching in 111 seconds ago. 111 seconds. Now it's 2 minutes. All right, so I am up and running, as you can see. That's good. Yeah, this thing's just having trouble. And it's a perfectly clear, beautiful day, actually. It was kind of warm, but actually pretty nice day. I don't know what it got up to. Maybe, oh, it was supposed to be hot, but it was okay until you started working too hard. Then it got kind of hot. Then it got hot, and I went into town to get a couple things, and I could not bring the dogs because it was way too hot. Too hot for them to come and stay in the car. So, but it did get up to 87, I guess, which is pretty hot. We've been in the 70s, but yeah, it got up to 87, which probably for some people is not hot, but it is kind of warm for here. Yeah, they had to stay behind because it was just too hot. Anyway, beautiful. What a beautiful Minnesota summer we've had. Ever since I've moved up here, it's really nice. It's always cooler up here than the cities. The cities are always a little hotter. Oh, so it's just going to be an open chat. Probably not going to be on here real long. But I do want to go over something interesting about Sodom and Gomorrah. Something we've talked about on here before with Lot's wife turning into a pillar of salt. I was one of the very first channels that brought that out, and it turns out it might not even be correct. That's right. Might just be might be fake. Not fake, but it might be inaccurate, I should say. You know, fake is when somebody tries to do something intentional. I don't know, maybe they did, but I just think that's not accurate. I've looked into it a little bit. So I saw a video that said it's not accurate and gave some information. I'm going to show you that video. Just a 2-minute video packed full of a lot of stuff about that. Well, two things. Sodom and Gomorrah the site where it's got all the sulfur balls all over, where God hailed down fire and brimstone. Well, that might not be so true. And also Lot's wife that's standing over the looking back, where she looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. Also probably not true, because that Lot's wife is well, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's not true. But it makes for a good story. In fact, there's two Lot wife formations, where people two different formations that they say is Lot's wife looking back, and neither one of them is her, and we're going to show about that tonight. So, but I was one of the first ones, because I saw it when right when his name used to be Round Saturn's Eye, and then it changed to $$ E or something. I don't know, it changed his name a few times, but back then it was Round Saturn's Eye. This is a few years back, and he actually went over there, and he's the first one that I ever seen do a video on that, burning the sulfur balls and Lot's wife and all that. So I shared that, and then like everybody started covering it. I mean, everybody started covering it, and and all this time, you guys, we may have been spreading some disinformation. And we're going to go over that tonight. I'm going to recommend a channel that I like, where I got this idea from. That is probably not true. A great video and channel. Anyway, some of you might know him, Dan McClellan. I will link it, and we'll go over that in a minute. Anyway, so I hope you all had a wonderful Saturday. I did. I was, it's crazy. I was, I don't know, a few hours ago, maybe about 5 or 6 o'clock. I don't even know what time. I was bringing something outside, and I heard, and the dogs are barking, and somebody was at my gate at the end of my driveway beeping the horn. And my first thought it was, because nobody comes here unless they're whatever. Anyway, my first thought it was this guy that was supposed to buy this air compressor paint gun that I have on Marketplace. It was supposed to come the last 2 days, and I told him just to give me a heads up. And I really wasn't watching the notification, so I thought, oh, that dude's probably here to buy that gun. So anyway, a paint gun. So anyway, I started going out there. I was gonna say, "Are you here?" Well, I did. I said, "You here for the sprayer?" And he said, "No, it's Randy. It's me, Randy." And I looked a little closer, and it was my friend Randy, who I've not seen in probably a year and a half, maybe at least maybe a year and a half. It's been a long time. And anyway, he lives down by the cities. Anyway, I'm like, oh, cool. Anyway, he's my friend. I've known, he's my longest friend I've had in my life, and we go way back to the 90s. And anyway, my best, longest friend I've had. I don't see him very often. But he just breezes in out of nowhere, and then he just breezes out. And I won't see him again, whatever. But he said, anyway, I let him in the gate, and anyway, it was just awesome. But he said he lost my phone number out of his phone or whatever, his phone. Anyway, he did not have my phone number, so he drove all the way up here to get my phone number. I just thought he was maybe busy or something, not texting me. But anyway, so he drove up here to get my phone number, and we caught up, and it was fun to see him. He just shows up out of nowhere. And when I lived down in the cities, so I saw him all the time, but since I've lived up here, not many people come up. So anyway, that was a fun surprise. Anyway, that was fun. So anyway, he just left earlier, and yeah, it was fun. That's how he is. He never calls. You don't know when he's coming. He just shows up out of nowhere. He had a different vehicle because he hit a deer with his car. So he had his wife's vehicle. And Anyway, we got caught up on a lot of stuff. It was fun. Like I said, I've known him forever. Anyway, that was fun. A fun surprise on a Saturday. So, tonight we're going to go over that. It's just going to be an open chat. Might not be on here very long. It took me half an hour. It took me 30 minutes just to get on here. It was about 20 after 9. It was 9:20. It was 9:20 when I tried to get on here and my phone didn't work. None of the buttons worked and all that, which means I need to restart it. So I restarted it. It took 20 minutes to restart, and that means it really needed it bad. So normally then my phone works good, and then after it restarted after 20 minutes, it just still didn't work. So anyway, I got the title out, open chat, Sodom Gomorrah. That's all I could get out because it was not working good. And it was, so then by that time it was almost 10 o'clock. It was almost 10 o'clock by the time I got my phone to even hook up on here. And it was over 30 minutes. So anyway, I don't know. Now the buttons just don't seem to work. It's an older phone, but I like it because it's got a good camera on it, and which I use for things, and it makes good videos for my other channels. So anyway, but sometimes it is a little bit iffy, like tonight. So, and whenever it does it, it just doesn't matter. It can be the nicest weather, and it usually is. Usually there's no explanation for it. It just does that. So anyway, I think I ironed out the wrinkles. So I'm gonna show you guys a video. And welcome to everybody. Thank you for anybody that's coming now or coming in this video or listening on the replay. I appreciate it. It's just gonna be a short chat. Saturday night, that's what we do. But I do want to go over this Sodom and Gomorrah thing that I saw. I don't know if it was a week ago or maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But it was a short 2-minute video. Let's see, where is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I said a week ago. It was 4 days ago, which is actually 5 days ago. So 4 or 5 days ago, there was a video about this Sodom and Gomorrah, which I'm going to open and play. It's only 2 minutes and 14 seconds. I will, for fair use, I will commentary on it. I will have commentary on it for educational purposes or humor. That's what you can do. If you comment, you comment enough on a video, and it's for educational or comedy purposes or a couple, I can't remember, then it is fair use. So, and I don't think this guy would strike me for using this video. He's here, I'll show you his video, his channel. And of course, I'm not going to vouch for everything everybody says. So no, I don't vouch for everything this guy says at all. All right, but I do like some of his stuff. So anyway, this is a video I'm going to show you from him, Dan McClellan. You know, I think it was on Derek's channel on Myth Vision. Maybe a year ago. I can't remember. Not that long ago. And he did his own channel. It just blew up. And anyway, so that's Dan McClellan's channel. I actually can put a link to it. He's a biblical scholar. I can't remember any more than that. Actually, I'm going to link it right now. Copy. So I don't have to do it later. This don't want to work either. Okay, that's fine. I'll put a link in at some point. Or you can just type in Dan McClellan. You'll get it. That's what it looks like. Anyway, so this video came out 4 days ago. And what he does sometimes, he'll like comment on somebody's like TikTok video or something like that when they're making claims. And I hope he never does it to my videos. He can just come tell me if I'm wrong. I don't want him to do this to mine. But anyway, because I always say I'm not a teacher. I'm not nothing. I'm just a student studying, and you can, with my friends here. You guys are my friends, and we're studying, and that's it. I'm not claiming to be a teacher or anything. But I like to study scriptures and other religions and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, my disclaimer. So anyway, there's a video here. It says 4 days ago. Got 3,300. Did they find Sodom and Gomorrah? Now, all of us have heard about this not by now, because I was still at my other house when this happened, and I've been up here 5 years. So this has to be at least 5 years ago. People have been talking about the Sodom and Gomorrah. That, you've got to have seen it by now. Lot's wife, who turned back, turned into a pillar of salt. She's standing there. Everybody's done that. We found Lot's wife videos. And then there's also the where there's nothing growing at all, where Sodom and Gomorrah happened and there's sulfur balls everywhere. Anyway, no, that's actually all wrong and a myth, and it's good for it sounds good, but it's not true. And I've checked into, I don't believe anything anybody says, so I did check into this, and he may be right on with this. So anyway, so I'm going to open up this video here, which is, I already have it open. Now, give me 1 second, because you know what? So this lady here is doing a video like we all believed. Somebody found Sodom and Gomorrah. But anyway, he's going to comment on this and give his opinion why it's not true. Let me see here. But what I need to do first, I need to mute. I need to mute my other channel. Give me a second so I can unmute this one. If I mute this, then I can turn the sound back on. All right, so let me mute. Oops, unmute. That's what I meant. Well, hey, Grace, how you doing tonight? Welcome aboard. Get this, Grace. I don't know if you saw Dan McClellan's video on Sodom and Gomorrah. Oops, here. I hope you had a wonderful day. I saw my friend Randy today. The one who just comes out of nowhere and then leaves. And I won't see him again for I don't know how long. Anyway, it was so fun. He stopped by out of nowhere because he lost my phone number, so he drove up here to get it. Anyway, so here's a did they find Sodom and Gomorrah? I don't know if you saw this, Grace. This is very interesting. Like I was saying, most people believe that, I mean, it looks like Lot's wife. It looks like sulfur balls. It looks like growing there, and that's all true. There is nothing growing there, but it's not Lot's wife. Loved it, your thumbnail. Oh, yeah, you know what? If I didn't have this as a, I would have that permanently on my icon or my profile picture. I would like that as a profile picture, to be honest. Actually, I might use it on one of my other profiles. I liked it too. Thank you. Like I said, it's one of the very few pictures ever of me on the internet. Yes, that thumbnail from last night's video, that's the only picture of Mama Cat on the internet. It should be, yeah. Yeah, it should be the, yeah, if I didn't have the deep dive Bible study, I'd put it on here, but I might put it on one of my other channels. All right. So we've all seen the claims that it's Sodom and Gomorrah, right? 2 people just dropped off to go see what I look like on last night's thumbnail. Do you want to make a bet? You know, I could do a some night I could do an open chat with me in the corner down there, and a face reveal. I wouldn't care. If people want me to do a face reveal, I could do a face reveal. But and if you want to draw devil horns on me and all that stuff, black my teeth out and all that, that's fine. It wouldn't bother me like it probably used to. Made you look. Yeah, made you look. Yes, that is the only known. Well, there's only one of few pictures of me on the internet. Yeah, I think people are going to check out what. Imagine when they go and they see a cat staring at the computer. Anyway, so I think this is very, very interesting, you guys. The whole Sodom and Gomorrah thing is false. I've checked into this, and I believe that it is false. Now, the story might be true. And by the way, the story is no way, no how about homosexuals at all. They just wanted to rape the angels, those guys. They just wanted to rape them because, it's kind of like in prison where they make you your bitch. You know what I mean? That's how it was back then. That's what they did. They conquered the enemy, and then they raped them and sent them home with no pants on. They had, no lower robe. Sent them home naked after they've been violated. So that's what they would do. That was the way. That's what they did back then. I think it's in 2 Samuel or 1 Samuel. Anyway, that's what they did. But anyway, so that's what's going on in the story of Lot and the angels and the guys that want to bring them out so we can, have sex with them. Well, that's so they can conquer them, okay? And they were going to conquer these men, humiliate them. And as a matter of fact, it dawned on me. Think about this. Why do you think the guy offered up his virgin daughter? Why did he offer up his virgin daughters? If they were homosexuals, they wouldn't be interested. What he would have done is he would have demasculine and humiliate. Exactly. That's what they did back then. And they sent him home with no pants on. They sent him down naked. They had to walk all the way home, raped and naked. And that's what they did when they conquered the enemy. So that's what's going on there. And otherwise, otherwise Lot would have offered them his sons-in-laws. Remember, he has sons-in-laws? He would have just had the sons-in-laws send them out there for them to be raped. But no, he offered the women, the virgin daughters, because they were not homosexuals. That's what the guys you normally like is women. So he's offering to hand over his daughters because that's what they like. They like that better than the man. Yeah, so anyway, that's why he's tempting them with the women, because that's what they can be tempted with. Can't tempt them with really other men too much, but whatever. But yeah, he probably would have offered up some other guys if they were gay. Anyway. And multiple times, at least twice, maybe 3 times, I can't remember. We went over it not that long ago, but anyway, they do mention in the Bible and scriptures in a few different places the sins of Sodom and Gomorrah, what their sins were, why God destroyed it. What were their sins? It was this. It was gluttony, laziness, pridefulness, not helping out people around him that were less fortunate. In fact, taking advantage of them, not being just like they did, not letting strangers pass through, being inhospitable, do it like, raping guys as they come through to humiliate them, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Well, other stuff too. But nothing about homosexuality. But anyway. So everybody is showing the site where Sodom and Gomorrah. Anyway, let's watch, shall we? All right, so this is Dan McClellan's video.
Did you know that they actually found Sodom and Gomorrah?
And let's see it.
All throughout this area, they found balls of sulfur. But these balls of sulfur are not like normal balls of sulfur. These sulfur balls are actually 70 to 80% pure sulfur. There is no other place on Earth with sulfur that pure.
These are called sulfur nodules. They are perfectly natural occurrences. They are unique in this area, but this is also the lowest place on Earth, and the Dead Sea is the most saline water on Earth. These nodules are found up and down the coast of the Dead Sea as part of the Lyson Formation.
Can you hear it?
They are absolutely not balls of sulfur that fell from the sky and failed to ignite. There would be indications of impact in the anhydrite beds in which they are found, and there are no such indications of impact. If you would...
Okay, so, Case, I don't know if you could hear that good. So he said, this place that they're talking about is all around the Dead Sea. Okay, and the Dead Sea is just like, whatever, 99% salt. I don't know how many percent, but it's the majority of it is salt. So that's why nothing lives around that area. It can't. It's covered with salt. And those sulfur balls are not sulfur balls. They are, not sure what they were. They were, what is it called? Nodules? But they're little things that actually grow just like around, you'll see around the Dead Sea, you'll see these clumps growing all over the place. Those are salt nodules. And they grow, and that's what people are picking out of these rocks. And like he's going to say, I don't think he said it yet, but there's no sign of an impact on any of these nodules. There's no sign of an impact. And how does that make sense? That some of the sulfur would ignite and some wouldn't. And if it was thrown down from heaven, there would be impact craters all over the place, and there are none. He kind of talks fast. I'm gonna back it up a little bit so you can hear it again. Was the sound okay? A mosquito or bug in here or something.
For that pure.
These are called sulfur nodules. They are perfectly natural occurrences. They are unique in this area, but this is also the lowest place on Earth, and the Dead Sea is the most saline water on Earth. These nodules are found up and down the coast of the Dead Sea as part of the Lyson Formation, and they are absolutely not balls of sulfur that fell from the sky and failed to ignite. There would be indications of impact in the anhydrite beds in which they are found, and there are no such indications of impact. If you would like scientific discussions of how these sulfur nodules form naturally, you can check out this article, or you can check out this article, or you can check out this article. All of these are open access articles that you can find online by simply Googling the title of the article.
Here is believed to be Lot's wife when she disobeyed and turned back to look at the city.
This is absolutely...
Oh, get this. I mean, it looks like her, right? It looks like a female with maybe a basket on her head. This thing is 50 feet tall. By the way, there's two of them. There's two different sites that they say is Lot's wife. One looks like the woman with the basket on her head. The other one just looks like a clump. But neither one of them are her. If that's supposed to be Lot's. Is 50 feet tall. Lot's wife is 50 feet tall. 50 feet tall. So it's not her. But if that's supposed to be Lot's wife, no, it can't be unless she's 50 feet tall. Now, I could see if like the salt gathered around her, it should be like a big Jabba the Hutt by now, but she ain't gonna just grow to Lot's wife. Why doesn't... Right. Exactly.
Simply Googling the title of the article.
Here is believed to be Lot's wife when she disobeyed and turned back to look at the city.
This is absolutely not believed to be Lot's wife. This is a natural...
Actually, a lot of people believed it. I believed it too because I saw it with everybody else. That's okay, Grace. I think I know what you're saying. I can figure it out. Lot's wife, why doesn't it look more human? You're right. Well, there's two of them, Grace. One looks like a Jabba the Hutt, and another one just whatever, but it's 50 feet tall. Nobody told us that. It looked like they go back, so it looks like a human size, but this thing's 50 feet tall.
Believed to be Lot's wife when she disobeyed and turned
A
back.
lot
to
of people
look at the
believed
city.
it.
This is absolutely not believed to be Lot's wife. This is a natural salt pillar that was given the name Lot's wife, and there are actually two. The one shown in this video is located in Israel. The more famous one is located in Jordan. Neither of these have any chance whatsoever of actually being Lot's wife, and in no small part because these formations are about 50 feet tall each.
So they're both 50 feet tall. That doesn't look like nothing. Anyway, they're both 50 feet tall, so they can't be her. One's in Israel, one's in Jordan.
This is pure and utter nonsense.
Pure.
And here, these structures are just filled with ash.
Oh, look who it is. This is oh, what's that guy? The one I used to watch all the time that does the trips over there. Holy Land site. This is Holy Land site guy with the sulfur balls. Look.
This is not ash. These are layers of anhydrites and aragonite, which occur very commonly in the Lycine Formation.
If you know that the Bible is 100% real and accurate and provable, tap subscribe and follow now for more.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I think it's gonna go.
I really love how China only will break.
Commercial. There are giant mushroom-shaped rocks that resemble the houses. There are giant. Wait a second. I gotta pull this up so I can see it. Let me get back on my channel. If I touch anything, who knows what'll happen. That's why. There are giant mushroom-shaped rocks that resemble the houses that the cartoon characters, the Smurfs, lived in. Oh, yeah. They look more realistic than what they tell us last week. Well, hey, Sandra. Good to see Sandra in here. Yeah, you're right. The Flintstone house. Yeah, they kind of built them like that. Good to see you tonight, Sandra. Welcome. People actually live in them. Yeah. Oh. You know what else I saw? There's also a cave that they claim Lot and his daughters went into. There's caves all over the place there. I mean, it looked like a housing project. Anyway, yes, Grace says, hey, girl, nice to see you. Yep. Oh, Grace has got some coffee for Sandra. Good to see you tonight, Sandra. How you doing? How's our cooking channel coming along? I could go for some southern food. Actually, could go for any kind of food. I'm kind of getting hungry. Freshly brewed. Oh, there you go. She grinds it herself. She actually grows it and grinds it. Fixing to get me a cup, Grace? Yep. Sound good? Anyway, good to see you tonight, Sandra. Hope you've been staying cool. Dee has been suffering some over 100-degree temperatures. It's quite a lot of a heat wave. And she's had over in Oklahoma and Texas border, probably close to you. They went like a month over 100. She had went a couple days under 100, but Dee has been going through quite a heat wave. So I imagine it's probably been warm, pretty warm where you are too. Grace says, oh, you want a cup with your coffee? So demanding, yeah. Yeah. I used to just drink it right out of the pot. I used to drink a lot of coffee. Anyway, good to see you, girl. I could put a link up if you ladies want to come up and join. Fine. Oh my goodness, it has been so hot down here. That's what I heard. That's what we heard from Dee, because she's probably not too far from you. She's the Oklahoma, Texas border. And they have been over 100 many days this summer. And last summer too, I remember she said same. Sometimes it goes I just pulled something up that had Lot's wife. It's distracted me. It said, this thing came up because it finally loaded. It said, all I can say, if this resembles Mrs. Lot, Mr. Lot's taste in women was a bit rocky, to say the least. Get it, Rocky? Well, Sandra, yes, it does sound miserable. Sandra, I hope you have good air conditioning, like central air, or at least the air conditioner. Keeping cool. I hope your vehicles are air conditioned. Hope you're staying cool. Getting stuff done in the morning, I guess. That's what you guys do. You know, it did get hot here, but I can't complain. It was in the 80s. But it does get a little too hot to work outside sometimes. When it's up in the 90s, it's really hard to work outside. Gotta do it in gotta take breaks. But anyway, so I feel bad for anybody that's gotta work, especially like a roofer. Can you imagine being up on a roof when it's over 100 degrees? Ugh. Or any kind of hard labor outside is really hard when it's like that. I'm surprised that we haven't had field fires, but I'm sure if it doesn't cool down, we probably will. Yeah, when it gets dry like that, and then somebody throws a cigarette out their window and it starts a fire. Or sometimes sparks from a train track. We've had a lot of that. I remember even since I was a kid, going up to our cabin, seeing a whole kind of burn marks all around the railroad tracks. Yep, sparks of fire doesn't take much. Sometimes a lightning strike or whatever. Careless camper, whatever the case may be. But yeah, so I visit with my friend today and checked out this Sodom and Gomorrah stuff. Here, actually, I'll put the picture up. If I can, see now the button's not working again. There it is. This is what I got distracted about when I stopped talking. It says, all I can say is if this resembles Mrs. Lot, Mr. Lot's taste in women was a bit rocky, to say the least. Get it? Rocky. But anyway, yeah, so this thing's 50 feet tall. So is the other one that's in Israel. I think this is one in Jordan. The other one's Israel. Yeah, so this is 50 feet tall. So a person would be about this tall. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah. So this would be about the size of a person. And so anybody who's gone and seen it has to know that. It's the first I've ever heard of the height of this thing. And it's also the other one's 50 feet tall too. So that can't be her either. The glob, Jabba the Hutt looking one. Better see the line that isn't there. Huh. There's a place in Australia called the Devil's Marbles, named after a story in Aboriginal mythology. Do these giant round boulders stacked up in a pile prove that Aboriginal mythology is true? How did they get there in the middle of nowhere? There we go. It's just a blog. Bought a camping shower today. Oh, I could have showed you how to make one. You bought a camping shower today, so we can at least take mini showers until we can get everything fixed. You know what? Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure what kind of shower. You know, I saw this dude that anyway, the guy's just brilliant young man on YouTube, and he makes everything for camping and constantly converting vehicles into like places to live. Anyway, here's how you make. Well, actually, in the summer. Now I think do you still have running water or not? But anyway, so if you had a hose, the hose gets hot with hot water. You know how it runs and runs. But anyway, heat the hose up in the hot water. But he had a. I'll show you what it was. It was a. You know that thing that you spray your trees or your plants with? It's like a plastic 2 or 3 gallon bucket container, and on the top of it there's a pump, and then there's a hose with the sprayer. He made that into a little shower, real easy. And it's so and it just pump it by hand, and you can take a shower with it. I was in the process of looking up how to make one when my brother had made the purchase minutes prior. Really? Yeah. So it is a like a weed sprayer. Yeah, I could show you even the video. Weed share. I wonder if they got a picture of homemade. Oops. Homemade shower. Yeah, so you just pump this thing. Kathy, did you say you had State Farm insurance? Because they had raised my rates for the last 3 years. They're screwing a lot of people. I'm fixing to can that. You should get rid of them as fast as you can. Sandra, State Farm has multiple class action lawsuits right now filed in federal court. Multiple on not millions. I'm talking millions of people. Anyway, so there's one right now. There's multiple ones right now. Oh, you got to get rid of them. I've been fighting with them for 3 years. I just went out and protested in front of their office. Yeah, they will not pay claims. They're getting sued by thousands, tens of thousands. One class action lawsuit alone had, I don't know, 50,000 people in one suit. So yeah, here it is. So you take for under 30 bucks. I don't know how much the portable thing was, but so you take this sprayer thing, you know, your garden hose sprayer. You buy one of these sprayers, and then you cut the end off and put a garden hose attachment on it. You buy the adapter, and then you pump this thing up. You pump this up, and it puts pressure in it. And when the pressure is going, you can spray yourself with it. It goes like that. It works. I saw the dude use it. Yep. Yep, you just get an adapter. So that dude, his name is Dual X. I'll show you. You better get rid of them. I had them for 30 years, Sandra, and they screwed me over. Listen, in my whole life, I've had home and auto for 30 years with State Farm. I just went and protested out there for 18 hours in 3 days. And they still wouldn't pay me. So now I've got the Chamber of Commerce is investigating it. But while I was out there protesting, I had one after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. About every 5-10 minutes, I had another State Farm horror story come up to me and tell me their horror story. Anyway, State Farm has got multiple class action lawsuits against them. One was filed in a federal court like last December on behalf of, I can't remember if it was 7 or 10. It was in multiple states on behalf of black homeowners. They were denying claims based on their skin color. If you were black, they if they were black, they instantly denied people. And so here, I'll show you. State Farm. And then there's another one where they've been overcharging people with their life insurance on purpose for years. So they just paid out billions of dollars on that class action lawsuit. Then there was another class action lawsuit. Those were for life insurance policy. There's another class action lawsuit right now where these are all this year in December. And another one where anybody who had a high-end vehicle or like a new vehicle and you were in an accident, they would rip off the auto repair shops. They weren't paying them, and they would only give them cheap parts. So they're ripping off the customers. They're ripping off the auto repair shops. They're ripping off everybody. That's how they have $350 billion with a B. State Farm here. I'll show you class action. There's so many. And you know what? It's like they stopped paying out and they give everybody the double middle finger, say, screw you all. We ain't paying nobody nothing. What are you going to do about it? Well, 90% of people don't have $4,000 or $5,000 to get an attorney to sue them. So there's 90% of people gone. Some people will they'll give you like, instead of $40,000, they'll give you like $3,000. And some people are just so desperate, they'll take it. They do this to everybody. Yeah, I'll show you. You would think there's somebody being with them. No, I was with them 30 years. I've never caused a claim ever in my life. I've never caused anybody a claim, okay, in 30 years of State Farm. I've never had an accident in my life, and I've never even had a ticket. I'm 60 years old. I was with them 30 years. I never had an accident, never had a ticket. I've got a perfect safety record, and they screwed me. That's home and auto. I've had 3 homes with them insured. This is my 3rd home with them. And this is just how they are. They're giving everybody the middle finger. Screw you. Get a lawyer if you don't like it. Well, how many people can do it? You know, it costs $4,000 to sue them, and I can't sue them because it's been past 2 years. That's another one. That's another one, Sandra. They'll stall you for 2 years. And once they get past that 2 years, they throw their hands up and say, we don't have to pay you. It's been past 2 years. Well, they're the ones that stalled me for 2 years. Doesn't matter. Who stalled who? Yeah, I'll show you. Hale versus State Farm. Here is a court approved a settlement disbursement class action lawsuit. That was some kind of settlement there. That was 2022. That was last year. Here, State Farm facing class action lawsuit. This one was this year, just June 2nd. State Farm has been hit with another class action lawsuit over allegation. It refused to cover the cost of repairs for luxury vehicles. Here's another one, Rogowski and State Farm. I'm telling you. Class action here, a settlement's been reached with State Farm class action lawsuit about the cost of insurance deducted from the value of these policies. And another thing, they're paying out about 1/10 of your. So if my claim is $45,000, they give me $4,500. If my claim is $10,000, they'll give me, $500. And they're just not paying out anybody. Here's another class action lawsuit. Settles for $250 million. And then guess what this one was? It was involved in RICO Enterprise to funnel campaign money to the Illinois Supreme Court justice. They got caught funneling money to the Supreme Court. This is all just recent. Here, there's some ones we haven't even covered. Where's the one about the black people? They were instantly, here another one. Here's another class action lawsuit from May 30th. Class action lawsuit for allegedly shortchanging people in their settlements. I mean, you name it. Overcharging. Here's another one for life insurance, overcharging. structural damage, you name it. Home, auto, they don't care. And in my here's another one. $300 million. Another one they just settled for automobile insurance company. Like I said, you know, yeah, I said, don't worry, white people. They're going to rip you off too. But they're going to give you a little song and dance first. Then they'll rip you off. They're black people. They just rip them off because they look at their skin color. But white people, don't worry. You're getting ripped off too. It just takes a little longer. Anyway, it makes me sick. 30 years. I never cost them a penny. I didn't. Like I said, I never even had a ticket in my life. No accidents, no tickets, never caused a home claim, never did anything. They have zero loyalty. No, zero to you. In fact, they came out and called the police on me and tried to have me trespassed when I went down to complain. The police showed up and said I have a right to be there. After a little bit of, you know, problems, then they let me there. So I went in 2 more days. Anyway, I was there 3 days in 2 weeks. Yes, they should kiss your AXX. Hell, I could have built 2 new homes with what I paid. I know. They are a disgrace. I've had them about 30 years as well. Yeah, so since 1993. They're making a fortune settling out of court. Yeah, exactly. Even if they pay 31 million, so what? They made 31 billion off of that. That's a drop in the bucket. Every year they ask me if I still got my alarm system hooked up. In other words, if I don't, they're going to raise my rates there too. Oh, that's another thing, Sandra. They just had another class action lawsuit for raising rates. You know, Sandra, right before I cut them off, in 9 months, they raised my rates 8 times in 9 months. And when I would call to complain, they'd say, just settle down or chill out. Like, treated me like I'm a 5-year-old. Like, well, what is this? Well, it's COVID. Like, dude, is there anything you don't blame on COVID? Now what? Oh, well, okay, next month. Okay, it went up again. Well, everybody's went up. That was normal. Okay, next month it went up again. Well, that's an annual increase. Okay, next month it went up again. Well, that's because of, it's always something. Anyway, I had enough of them. And then they had the nerve to tell me, anyway. Yeah, pretty much sit down and shut up. Why are you getting all mad? Because in 9 months, my rates went up 8 times in 9 months. 8 times in 9 months. 1 month it did not go up. Otherwise it did. It was always an excuse. Then I'm supposed to shut up. No. Well, I'm fixing the cat. I shouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, well, everything's good as long as you're making your payments. But you go to make a claim, now you are a demon you're probably trying to. I had to prove my garage was already in good shape because I just had it inspected. I had to prove everything, and they still screwed me. Now it's with the Chamber of Commerce. It's been almost a month. I think it's been 3 weeks Thursday. So in 60 days, that's how long it says, up to 60 days. So now the Chamber of Commerce is in their hands. I hope they help me. Because even I paid $3,000 for my lawyer because it was too late to sue State Farm. So in order to sue my neighbor, it went from $4,000 to sue State Farm. Well, it's only $3,000 to sue my neighbor. So after State Farm was off the hook, I went after my neighbor, and he ain't got no money. He's 90 years old, doesn't own a damn thing. Lives with his much younger 78-year-old girlfriend. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would be very careful with State Farm. I'd get far, far away. You should hear the horror stories, Sandra. I have them on video. I have them on video. All the people that came up and told me the horror stories, I have those on video. One after the next, about every 5-10 minutes. And people driving by, beeping the horn, saying, State Farm sucks. I'm like, yeah, thank you. Why should we have to pay people like that? It's such a good name, though. Yeah, well, they used to be anonymous. Good to see it tonight. Why should we have to pay for people like that? Burns their downtown down because it looks like we're having to pay for it. Yeah. Yeah. Peak evil. Oh, it is. It is evil. These people are epitome of evil. Then they call the police on when I go down to protest. Try to have me hauled off. Anyway, screw them. Yeah. Yeah. Went on a big, in government. Oh, you did? Why, do you have a channel, Anonymous? Or where was your rant at? Good to see you tonight, Anonymous. You, oh, I am well. Hope you're well, too. Where was your rant at? In another chat? Yeah. Yeah, it's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. That's why they're trying to make it all normal. You know what I mean? But, oh my goodness. So there's this guy running for governor, I think. Or maybe it's police chief. Oh, I gotta look him up because you wouldn't believe that. You wouldn't believe these perverts. Let me see the guy's name. What is it? I have hiccups. I can't find it. I'll have to look it up. Oh man. Oh boy. I'm just trying to look up. I'm trying to find something. It was on once in a while on Friday nights I'll watch Ceiling Fan Man. And because he's this guy, he comes with the weirdest stuff. And there's a guy that was running for governor. I can't even. I can't. I don't want to spoil the story, but anyway, it's got like a kind of a dirty name. Anyway, I'm just trying to make it all normal. And these are all inside jokes to these people. You know what I mean? They put this stuff out there. This inside joke stuff, and it's a joke between themselves. And if any of us get it, that's fine. But it's between themselves. You know what I mean? Everywhere, level, everywhere. Case closed, never investigated. And you know what? Sometimes I watch a guy called Poor Dirt Farmer, and he lives down in Mayo, Florida. And he's part of the First Amendment auditing community. He doesn't really go out and audit, but anyway, he just does live streams. But anyway, he's always putting up cases on almost a daily basis of cops that are getting caught as peds. You know what I mean? Cops being arrested constantly for sexual assault and everything else. So it's just like shocking the amount that we just don't never hear about. It's not like they don't put this kind of stuff in front page news because it's not their agenda. I mean, they got other things to keep people busy. At least someone's having, yeah. Well, as long as we've been clients with them, They should treat you like an eye, like a queen. No, they want to screw us. Yep, it means nothing, Sandra. Like I said, there was a, and I have this on video. So as I'm speaking to my speaker and all that, this lady pulls up in a minivan right next to me, rolls down the passenger window, and I stopped talking, and she said, "Can I tell you my State Farm story?" And I said, "Sure." And people were coming up telling me their stories. The lady said, "Here's my State Farm story." The lady's like my age, maybe a little older. And the lady pulls up. She said, "My mother, which I'm basically in North St. Paul, is where I was at, Maplewood, North St. Paul. Anyway, I was from North St. Paul, lived there, whatever, Maplewood. That area, I grew up like a mile from there, so I know the people around there. Even my ex-husband still lives there, and they had this really bad hailstorm like 2 years ago, and everybody got a new roof. Everybody in North St. Paul got a new roof. Well, she said her mother was with State Farm for 60 years, 60 years. Their mother's in her 80s. And so the mother's had State Farm for 60 years. She said every single person on the block got a new roof except her. She had to buy her roof out of her own pocket. And her mother still wanted to stay with State Farm because she had been there with 60 years. The whole block, every single person got a new roof except her because everybody else had different insurance. They refused to pay for her roof and she had to buy it out of her bank account. So her grown children had to force her to tell her to get a different insurance company. You know what I mean? So yeah, every single person is getting a new roof on the block except her. In fact, everybody in North St. Paul, my ex-husband got a new roof. He's a mile or two from where she's talking about. Everybody there. There was like softball size hail. Everybody got a new roof. As everybody's getting a new roof on the block, she's the only one. State Farm denied her. 60 years meant nothing. One thing we've been getting the Amber Alerts, yeah, those are creepy. I don't know. Yeah. Yep, it's not good. I mean, I heard one. There's another story. So, and I got this one on video too. So I'm sitting there, and this old guy comes up to me. And well, actually, I was telling about I told you guys there was kind of a fight broke out, and because there was a lot of black people around there, and they were listening to me because I was telling them about this class action lawsuit where State Farm was denying all the black people. Every black person got their claim denied based on their skin color. And so all these class action lawsuits in like 7 Midwestern states was filed in Illinois, federal court on behalf of tens of thousands of black people because they were basing they were denying your claim based on your skin color, and that's a fact. And there's enough evidence that there are thousands, tens of thousands of people that are suing. And so there's some black people coming up to me, and this one dude, this old guy, comes up with a cane, and he said, "I'll tell you my State Farm story." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "They denied my claim." He said, "Because I was driving." He said, "You know where on Highway 61 by Keller is?" I said, "Yep, that's where I grew up, right over there." He said, "Yeah, well, there's no, it's a 2-lane highway, 2 lanes on each side." Anyway, he said he's driving down where there's no street lights. There's no lights on the highway in that section. I know exactly what he's talking about. He says dark there. He's driving there at night. He said out of nowhere, there's a big couch in the middle of the highway. A couch. Bam, he hits the couch. It fell off of somebody's truck. So he hits the couch, smashes his car all up, wrecks it. And State Farm denied it, said that is his fault. A damn couch in the dark on a freeway. Anyway, yeah, so they got... Anyway, I heard so many horror stories, you guys. Ah. Yeah. Boils your blood, me too. Yeah, they should treat us good. It means nothing, though. That lady that was 60, I thought 30 years was bad. They screwed me at 30 years. I'm not somebody that files claims, nothing. But my, as I'm sleeping, somebody drives through my garage and collapses it. What am I supposed to do? Not say anything? Yeah. It's total mass corruption. We'll see what the Chamber of Commerce does. The 33, the CC 33. We'll see what they do. Yeah, those Amber Alerts are weird. Oh, they're on it. Yeah, don't worry. Soft landing. Neighbor in the 70s was a State Farm insurance agent when I was a kid. Really? Yeah. You know what, though? I think in the 70s, I think they were legit. You know what I mean? I think they were legit up until not that long ago. Because you turn off those alerts? Yeah, you can turn them off. I always forget. Well, home insurance canceled on me out of the blue. Never told me why after call after call. Really? Was it State Farm? Well, if it's State Farm, it's no loss because no matter what happened, they wouldn't have paid it anyway. It's pretty much flushing your money down the toilet. No claims? Yep. Paid $10K? Yeah. I don't know what I paid. I had home and auto for 30 years. I had a lot of different vehicles. I always have 2 vehicles. Right now, I got 2 vehicles insured. My home and 2 vehicles. Yeah. Yeah. That's how they got $350 billion. You don't get that by being honest. You don't even get $1 billion by being honest. Who got $1 billion by being honest? I don't know anybody. Yeah, it is a racket. Mortgage foreclosed on me because must have home insurance. Oh yeah. Oh my, that's awful. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you have a mortgage, you have to have insurance. Yeah, that's what they do. Yep. That's why it's just good. It's good to just get out of debt. And anyways, out from under now. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it is hard living in a crooked world where I'm trying to always play by the rules, and everybody around me is not. They're like, you know what it's like? It's like having a bunch of crackhead people that you deal with. Like State Farm is like people on crack. They take your money, they make a bunch of promises they're never going to keep. Actually, that's the definition of bad faith claim. And that's what they're guilty of me of, bad faith claim, because they took my money for 30 years, never intending to ever pay out. So yeah, you got crackhead insurance agent. I mean, everything, no matter what you deal with, you're dealing with people who are like on crack. Oh, they're just going to rip you off, stab you in the back, lie to you, say they never said something. Oh, I never said that. Yes, you did. Anyway, you're not dealing with normal people anymore. You know what I mean? These people are out of their mind, and they're acting like crackheads. Like they'll say anything to get your money and lie. Lie, cheat, and steal. Exactly. And murder, for sure. For sure. For sure. Yeah. That's how these people get billions of dollars. They don't do it by being honest and fair and not throwing people under the bus and stuff like that. You know? Yeah. What a scam. Yeah, this is how, yeah. Yeah, it's the only hell I believe is and that's, so I mean, I purposely don't hang around with people who rip me off and stuff like that. I hardly hang out with anybody, but I'm not gonna. I go out of my way not to have people in my life who are drug addicts and thieves and criminals and stuff like that. I don't want that around me. But when your insurance agents like that, you find out your insurance agent's basically a crackhead. I always instinctively behave this world. Now I know why. Yeah. You know, it's weird. Like when I grew up in the 60s and 70s, it was like a man's word was like he'd die rather than breaking his word. A handshake was all it was, a handshake. Now you can have a lawyer, a team of lawyers, a contract, and everything else. Forget the handshake. You can have all the paperwork, documents, court documents. You still get screwed. Yeah, it's much different. I mean, yeah, when I was growing up, man, a man never broke his word, ever. It'd be a disgrace in town and the family and friends, and just never broke your word. Now it's like I said, even with a lawyer and contract, you still get screwed. It's just like, man. But you know what, those people, I don't know. I believe in karma. I believe in karma during this lifetime. I believe that during this lifetime, what comes around goes around. If you want to rip people off and cheat and steal and lie and do bad things and not treat people the way you should, I think it comes back to you, whether we see it or not. It's happening to that person. That person's paying for what they're doing. My insurance agents, I might not see it, but I saw how agitated it was when I was, anyway, but I might not see, you know, it's only a matter of time. I might not see him paying for all this bad stuff he's doing, but I don't know him. I don't know what he happens in his home life. Maybe his marriage is falling apart. Maybe he's sick. Maybe who knows? Maybe his life's going to shit. You know what I mean? No, you treat people like that. That's what happens. And these people hide. And people don't go around and say, "Yeah, man, this is bad, and that's going bad, and this is falling apart." People don't tell you that, so you don't know. Maybe he's a gambler. I don't know. No, the agent is trained by State Farm. Okay, it's like if you had a gang leader and he's training everybody how to break in cars and steal stereos and stuff. That's what they're trained to do. So your agent is trained to rob you. They just hired people. I wrote them in an email. This is exactly what I said. State Farm, the reason that they get away when they can do this and how they can succeed is like robbing people, is that this is what they have to do. Hire people like you who don't have a conscience. You have a seared conscience. You don't care what's right and wrong. And you have no problem taking half of what a 30-year customer owns and sleep just fine at night. But this stuff comes back. You know what I mean? This stuff, and I believe it. I believe that's why I'm in such a good position right now, because I've had so many temptations in my life. When I was doing those estate sales and dealing with these people who have a lot of money, many times I could have cheated or lied, or I could have easily gotten away with lots of money, taking money, but I never did, because I knew God was watching. I just feel like I've always been rewarded for doing the right thing. And I feel like when I have done the wrong thing and I did something I shouldn't have done or said something bad to somebody, I feel like I get punished for it. You know what I mean? I feel like when I do good, I've felt this my whole life. When I do good, God rewards me. When I do bad, God punishes me. And maybe I don't do stuff because I'm scared to get caught and punished by God, because I know He's watching, or, but maybe I do good things most of the time, you know what I mean, because I know I get rewarded for it. So I don't know if that's wrong, whatever, but I know I get rewarded for doing good and I get punished for doing bad. And that's why I always had a problem with hell, because why would you wait until somebody's done with their whole life to punish them? What's the point? What is it's like telling your kid, you know what? When you get 50 years old, I am going to punish you. Like, wait a minute. Why don't you punish the kid now so he learns? Why wait till later? Just riding the rails. Yeah. Train robber. No, he's trained. He's trained to rob his customers, lie to them, stall them, cheat them. And so when he gets caught doing that stuff, listen, the boss is going to cover him because that's what he got trained to do. You can't be mad at him. Yeah. Better, but same. Then you know, yep. Yep. Sanderson's Height Anonymous. So that's what you got to deal with. Yeah, I'm almost to the point where it's like hard to trust anybody. Businesses are almost more likely to rip you off than a personal person. You know what I mean? Locked up the chickens tonight, please. Oh, you still have chickens? That's cool. Another day closer to death, thank God. Yeah. Yeah. I just say do the good, right thing every day and get rewarded. And so I do believe that people who do bad and people like these insurance agents, yeah, I believe that they might even be getting bonuses from their work. Who knows? But God's punishing them. God's not pleased with that. I believe that he's punishing them, stuff that none of us sees. These people are getting punished. We just don't see it. That's what I believe. Yep, I'm still thinking about getting chickens. I've just kind of been busy one thing after the next. So, but I would like to have chickens. Just want to make sure they're warm in the winter so they don't freeze. Of course, they get bonus. Yeah, for sure. Like doctors, yep. So yeah. Anyway, I did cause some quite a stir down there. Told him I was coming. I don't think he believed me. I wonder about finding perfect peace while still in this. Yeah, I feel like I have almost perfect peace. I don't know. I got some aggravation. Like this insurance thing is aggravating. You know, there's always going to be aggravations, but you can work at eliminating the things that are irritating on an ongoing basis. Get them out of your life. You know what I mean? It won't be long, and they will take us all out, Anonymous, because they sure are trying to. Yeah. Be still, know that I'm God. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I don't worry too much about it. Whatever happens, happens. You know, got a ton more humor than before, so that's good. That is good. And you know what? That means that there's a load has been lifted. You know, if you have a big burden on your shoulder, it's hard to see humor in anything. In fact, everything just makes everything more aggravating. Yeah. Yep. I try to keep any aggravation out of my life, but no matter what, there's going to be some. You know, the guy comes, I had that root growing through my pipe. About 110 feet out from my house, there's a root growing through a water pipe. And every year, I have to have the guy come out and go out 110 feet and grind through the root. Well, it's always $250. Last time the guy came, it was the easiest it's ever been because I told him exactly what to do. And so it went really fast. They were out in 30 minutes. He charged me $325. He said it was going to be $250. He sends two young guys out and they charge $325. I'm like, wait a minute. So anyway, next time they come out, I'm getting a new septic, so hopefully this is the last time. But next time, I'm not sure which tree it's coming from because there's a lot of trees over there. Yeah. But anyway, I'm like, wait a minute. On the phone, you said 250 because that's what it is every year, 250. And these young kids came out and they're out done in 25 minutes. I showed him exactly how to do it. Go out 110 feet. There's the root. Get through the root. You just grind a little bit, and it'll go. It's hardly no work. And they, put it back, put everything back in, and hand me a bill for $325. Like, what the heck? Yeah, they just shrugged their shoulders. Oh, that's what the boss. I said, that's what the boss told me. Anyway, it's just stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? What happened in 24 hours? How did it go up 75 bucks? Make the tree swallow microcam? Yeah. There's a lot of trees back there. And it's weird because when the tree's roots underground, they will always be searching for water. So if you have a water pipe that's got it, my last house had it too. If you have a water pipe that's got this, even a drop of water come out, those roots go straight for that pipe. They bust in that little crack and they start growing and they bust it open and they grow inside your pipe. Like, yeah, water, yeah. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Anonymous. Just trying to keep cool because it's been blazing hot down here. Yeah. Yeah. You in Texas, Sandra? Heard Smart cranked up your heat down there. Yeah. Damn shame. Yeah, D's been just the same. How can the price go up from when he quoted? Yeah, that's what I said. Well, it was like the Three Stooges. Whoop, 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 and I don't know. Like, what the heck? Water is life, yeah. So that root, the tree, I don't know which tree it's coming from, but there's a root, and it finds that leaking pipe, and it will go right to that leak. That root will go in there and say, excuse me, and it'll try to poke in that little hole, and then it grows inside there, and it's crazy, but it does. I learned that at my last house. Now, when I get a new septic put in, there's going to be new pipes. So hopefully it's the last time I got to do it this summer. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I'm due for that. You know what I mean? Because yeah, it's starting to plug up and it's starting to act funny. So yeah, that's the root. Every July/August it happens. It starts growing in the spring, and then by July, August, it's inside the pipe. So yeah, they cranked something up for that for sure. Yeah. Yeah, Dee said the same thing. They were over 100 degrees for a month. Same with last year too. They were sweating it. Yeah, I think they only went below 100 for a couple days and then went back up again. Like, dang, can't even go outside. My dad lives in Arizona. He said, like, if you like go to the store and you park in the sun, he said you can't even touch to get in your car. Can't touch the door handle, and then you get in your car and your steering wheel is burning hot, too hot to touch. It's crazy. I mean, the burn units were being filled up by people. Just if they fall over, anybody who falls and touches the asphalt, it's like 160 degrees. So 60 degrees hotter the asphalt is than the air. So if it's 100 degrees out in the air, the asphalt's 160. You can fry an egg on that. Yeah, anyway, dangerous. So anyway, their burn units have been filled with people. Big Daddy Cat needs some driving gloves. Big Daddy Cat. I Oh yeah, my dad. That would be that would do it, wouldn't it? Yeah, those fires are crazy. Yeah, the world's burning. You know what's so weird? They had they had Maui fires, and they had that Mountain Dew Maui burst. All right. Yeah, it would help. Yeah. Almost biblical. Yeah. Yeah. So they had Mountain Dew, and as you know, it's DEW. Washington State now. So they have the dew, which is Maui. Oh, I'm not showing it. Hold on a second. This Maui burst. All right. And we know, yeah, I know, we all felt duped. So you got the, let me just do this. So Maui burned up, right? Maui burned up. With DEW, right? You know what DEW stands for, right? They use DEW on Maui burst, okay? Now, Joe Biden said, we are working at this like a laser. He said something like, we're laser focused on it. We're laser focused on Maui. I mean, do you get it? Laser focused, DEW, Maui burst. Well, now there's another one. There's another one. What's the other mount? What's the other island that's in trouble now? Yeah, he's laser focused. Yeah, really. DEW, laser. And just saying that. Okay. So then there's another. What's the other island? What's the other island that's getting hit now? Mountain Dew. What's the other one? That's the other mountain. Oh. Here. I don't know. Well, so there's another here. Let's see. Hawaii. Anyway, so there's another Mountain Dew called Blackout. Okay, Blackout. And that is the other island. Blackout. Epstein, no, it's a different place. Hold on a second. Let me see. Here it is. Called now DEW, directed energy weapon, pitch black. So what do you think that's going to be? Pitch black. Live wire. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Baja Blast. So guess what? So you got the Maui burst, okay? That was the fire in Maui with the DEW. Then you got the Baja Blast, and there's something. Oh, I got a mosquito in here. Oh, it's a little bug. A little moth. Tiny little moth. The Baja Blast, and now the Duke Pitch Black. Yeah, Joe Biden said they're laser focused on it. Okay. All right. IP forest fires, yeah. Yeah, my phone's not working very good, you guys. It took me 30 minutes just to get on here because buttons don't work. All right, hold on a second. So, Baja. Oh, that's what it was. Baja, California. You guys, that's what's happening right now. Baja, California. Okay, so you got the Mountain Dew, the Dew Blast, okay? So you had your Maui Blast, that's your fire. You got your Baja, California in the news right now because they're about to get blasted, right? No, they be speaking to themselves. Yeah. Oh, and get this, is Hillary. So now Hurricane Hillary is coming to the Baja Blast, and this is today's Bill Clinton's birthday. Okay, so get it. So Hillary's coming in a storm on Bill Clinton's birthday. So this is a present for Bill Clinton. His wife Hillary is going to bring catastrophic flooding to Baja. Okay, so we have the, where is that? Baja Blast. So you have the, all right. And I guess other parts of California too are kind of bracing right now. So you have the, Baja Blast, which is happening right now. They're getting blasted with the hurricane. Baja Blast. You have your dew, pitch black. That's going to be another one. It's going to be a blackout. And then you have the Mountain Dew. What just happened? It was the Mountain Dew. Maui Burst. That's what it is. So you have the Baja Blast, the Maui Burst. Yeah, Maui Burst. That was the fire in Maui. And it was done with the DEWs. No, you can't make this shit up. So there is going to be a blackout somewhere, and maybe a live wire. Yeah, see, you got to read Mountain Dew cans in order to know what they're doing. What kind of a world are we living in? They're telling us each other the plans on Mountain Dew cans. Unbelievable. Yeah, Joe Biden's laser focused on it, on that energy weapons. Yep. Yeah, well, they can. We can't make it up, but they can. So, anyway, crazy, huh? Yeah. We can't make it up, but they can. So, anyway. Well, yeah, it's just a coincidence, Grace. Nothing to see here. Just a coincidence. My thing just don't scroll here at all. At least we know they speaking to themselves. Yeah. Yeah, it is Hurricane Hillary, and that's in the Baja Blast in California. Yes, because I think today was yesterday or today is Bill Clinton's birthday. Maybe it was yesterday. Let's see. So this is a present for Bill Clinton and his wife. His birthday was August 19th. As today. Today's Bill. So yeah, for Bill Clinton's birthday, Hillary is coming to town, and she's going to tear up everything. Yes, today is he is 77 years old today. Remember how young he was when he was playing the saxophone and when he just got elected president? He's wearing the saxophone. He's playing that, and we had Jesse the Body Ventura become governor, and he was wearing a feather boa and Elton John glasses, and he was singing Werewolves of London. It was so cool back in the 90s. I get he doesn't want to lose one soul. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back to the comments. How bad do you think before the Lord removes the wicked. I don't think I don't know. I don't really believe that there's an end time anymore. I don't think there's an end time. I think there's a point where God just has enough and he just wipes the earth clean with a big mud flood and starts over, like erasing a chalkboard. Because this, you guys, I know it seems bad, but it's been way worse than this in the past. Thousands of years ago, it was way worse. Everybody just kills everybody, and I get he doesn't want to lose one soul. I get that part. Fake sax. Yeah, you remember? I don't know if he was really playing the sax or not. They could have easily faked that. But he had dark glasses on. He looked so cool. We got a cool present now, you guys. The sooner the better, Anonymous. That's what I'm paying for. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it happening. I think it's just a slow roll to get control over the whole earth. And when somebody does that, what it is, it's the Tower of Babel. I think it's just another Tower of Babel story where they're trying to control the whole world. Yeah, people used to watch battles, killing that. Yeah, it used to be really bad. This is nothing compared to what it used to be. But like I said, there was places on the corner where you could bring your baby and put it in the lap of a flaming monster and sacrifice your children. It's perfectly legal. You put your baby in Baal's lap while it's screaming. You know what I mean? So it's been way worse. Yeah. I know a woman who voted for him because they thought he was cute and super cool. I never voted in my life, but I thought it was kind of weird, actually. Like they're doing with the wildfires, children swinging in a swing, watching. Yeah, 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 yeah. We've had some weird. We had Al Franken as our governor. I think he was the governor. What was Al Franken? No, he was a congressman. I can't remember, but he's a Minnesota politician. Stuart Smalley. I'm smart enough. I'm good enough. And doggone it, people like me. Oh, Congress, yeah. I know I'm special and people like me and I don't need to get down on myself. And my parents are alcoholics. Yeah, that was our I forgot what he but he was one of our politicians. Yep. And a little strange how it all crosses over acting. Remember they had this spin-off movie? Yeah, gonna convince myself. He's looking in the mirror with his sweater and he says that I'm gonna convince myself that I'm not a bad person, even though my parents are alcoholics and they just never understood anything about me. Yeah, but Kathy, our congressman, really loves me. He showed me I'm his #1 fan. Yeah, did he? Are we in a simulation? Nope. He gave you the bird? Really? That was nice. No, we're not in a simulation. No. They want you to think that. I mean, why would we have to eat and drink if we're in a simulation? You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't see it. Too much work. Anyway. Gave her the bird, huh? That's no fun. Yeah, he gave you the one finger salute. That's how it is. Oh, I gotta find that politician though that was on dude was talking about. I'd have to go watch it again. Anyway, they got filthy minds too, these politicians. Yeah, the one finger salute. Yeah. Yeah. Well, should have thrown a rotten tomato at him. Was that legal still to do that? What was the point of the Truman Show? I think the point of the Truman Show was to make people plant the idea in your head that it could be assimilation. I think it is there because there's a lot of people who do believe we're in a simulation, just like the Truman Show. There's people who believe it because they saw the Truman Show, and yeah, but why? And they can't listen. They might be able to do it with Jim Carrey, but they can't do it with everybody. They can't do. They couldn't do that with everybody. You know what I mean? They can't have everybody in a simulation because all those. Remember, all the other people played along. I never saw The Matrix. I should see that sometime. I never saw the full Truman Show movie either, just little parts of it. But I get the gist of it. And the awakening. The awakening. Yeah, I think it's just to plant the seed in people's heads that they're in assimilation because it'd be too much work and too much trouble because okay, don't get me wrong. We're in. Yeah, I didn't get no script. I didn't get a script. Now don't get me wrong. There are things that are simulated. I believe that wars on TV, everything on TV is simulated. Like the news is simulated. So the news is a simulation. So the news, I think, is showing fake wars, fake this, fake that, fake stories, fake this, fake that. So I believe that the news is projecting simulation. So people think that Ukraine and Russia in this big war when the people over there don't know what anybody's talking about. Forrest Gump. Yeah. No, because remember in the Truman Show, and like I said, I never watched the whole thing, but in the Truman Show, though, they had to have all those people involved, remember? Oh, now Wag the Dog is interesting because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're doing the Wag the Dog. So if anybody doesn't know, Wag the Dog was a movie, and just like Russian Vid said, there's truth in movies, lies in the news. So the news is all lies, but the movies have the truth. And in Wag the Dog, they had I think they had an upcoming election or something. They're like an election coming up, and there was a scandal with one of the candidates. So they had to fabricate this big news story and make it seem real to take the focus off of the scandal and put it on somewhere else. So that's exactly what they're doing, Anonymous. That's what they do on the news. There are leaders and there are followers. Then there are those who don't play the game. That's me. I'm the one that doesn't play the game. I try to never play the game because the only way you're going to win is to not play. And that's the only way to win this game is not to play it. Leaders and followers, yep. And if you're involved in politics and all that stuff, man, you're a follower. You're in there. You're in the simulation. You know what I mean? I think a lot of things are a simulation, but I don't believe it's like the Truman Show. That just is too much. Like I said, it took all those people to pull it off on him, and I'm not really sure what the point of that was. I'm not sure why they did it to the dude. To why Jim Carrey was a subject of this, if it was an experiment. I can't remember really the reason why my screen just went black. There it goes. But I think most of these movies, Billions to Ukraine, they go to pick up briefcase. Exactly. Because they interviewed people over there and they were laughing and talking about other stuff, and they had to like make it sound like they were in trouble over there. I saw some of that footage, and yeah, I think it was best. The only way to win the game is not to play it. Billions to Iran, the same script every time. You're right. I was just thinking about that today too, when they said, anyone who doesn't know history is doomed to repeat it, or something like that. They're just doing the same stuff as they did 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. It's the same stuff. They just keep redoing it. Different actors. Heard of industrial organ harvesting? Oh yeah, that's a thing. Big money. Because war zones are keep out like area. Yeah, exactly. Anonymous. You don't know what's going on there. It all gets recycled. That's right. Just like those back in the when they had those fake news reporters. One had a gas mask and the other one had a helmet, and they pretended it was an air raid. And there's plastic plants behind them and a fan blowing, and people believed it. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. I've showed it before. We've seen it. I think it was in the 70s. Yeah, it all gets recycled. That's right. Same stories, too. Where was that? Yeah, no, I think it was the 80s. Maybe it was the 80s. So fake. Yeah, it was funny. It was hilarious. Yeah, with the plastic plants and the fan blowing on the plastic plants. I can't find it right now. Let's bring up anything but that. Oh, here it is. I did find it. Gulf War. That's what it was. The Gulf War. I couldn't remember which war it was. The flooding on the news. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You guys ever seen that one? So they're pretending that the guy. Oh, and also with the wind blowing. So there's a guy doing a storm. He was out in the weather. And it was a hurricane, and he was pretending he couldn't even barely walk. It was really windy, and he could barely walk. And then behind him, people are just walking normal. And then there's another one where the guy's in a canoe, and he's in a canoe because it was all flooded. And then people behind him are just walking. It's only up there like their shins, not even up to their knees. Oh, it's hilarious. Anyway, you hear it. That's funny. Anderson Cooper. I don't know about that. Yeah. Here's it. The first Gulf War. This is in the 90s, like 91. And then they hear a siren. Uh-oh, there's a siren. He puts on the mask. The other guy's got a helmet. So if they get gas, he'll die. And if they get a bombshell, he'll die. And watch, this guy's laughing. Look at him. He's trying not to laugh. Look at. Does he look scared? Oh man, look at him. Yeah, it's gone, you guys. It lasted 10 seconds. Boy, that was a close one. That was a really close one. Yeah, boy, mortar shells came in. Mortar shells. Messed his hair up. Yeah, they got to. And watch, they'll turn the fan on and it'll blow the. Yeah, it is like Carol Burnett. It's just like Carol Burnett show. You're right. It's exactly the same prop. Did he just smell his jacket? He did. He just smelled his jacket. Look at. Smells his hand. Smells his jacket. Look at that. He smells his hand and then smells his jacket. That was funny. Yeah, Carol Burnett was funny. I used to watch that all the time. Yeah, so yeah. Because his hand was up in the other guy's ass, maybe. Plastic plants behind him. Okay, what? Okay, so the bomb lasted what, like 30 seconds? They're laughing. They're trying not to. It does look like the Carol Burnett show. But he did smell his hand and then his jacket. Watch. They were laughing. He did. He just smelt his hand again. See? He smelt his hand. He's going to smell his hand and his jacket next. Yeah, the plastic plants. They also have a fan blowing on it. I don't know who that guy is. He keeps smelling his nose. I mean, his hand. Hair gel, plastic panties, what? He keeps smelling everything. It's the hair gel. Oh, man. Anyway, war is so tragic. It's so tragic. They need more. Yeah, he might need more coke. He might. It looked like he was sniffling. He had the little sniffles there, rubbing his nose a lot. And people on coke do weird things like smell stuff, smell their hands, smell their jacket. Maybe they're just making sure their nose still works. Gislin, what have you done? I don't know what that is. Oh, man. That was funny. Yep. Anyway, the world is a stage. You got to admit that. The world is a stage. Turn off my water, be right back. All right. You watering the outside because it's all dry? Yeah, crazy, huh? Yep. Lies in the news and truth in the movies. That was our RV Truth quote. But, yeah, that's, people wouldn't believe it either if you told them. I mean, that's the beauty of it. You try to tell people, it just sounds like you're crazy. And they like that. Sorry, I was muted. I couldn't get it unmuted. Yeah, they do all have their exits and their entrances. So once they're done on the world stage, they get them off. Whether they die or they pretend to die or whatever, they just go off into no land. And then, they just keep rotating people. And sometimes the same person will be in a, like there's a lot of duplicates. We should do the doppelganger sometime. The like say when John F. Kennedy died, people said he didn't really die. He's actually Jimmy Carter. He came back and played Jimmy Carter. There's a lot of people like that left there's a lot of them that they say that. Like Like Jimi Hendrix didn't really die. He came back as Morgan Freeman. And they do have the same exact freckles and everything. It's weird. Yeah, Morgan Freeman, Jimi Hendrix. So I mean, and you know who else? Yeah, you know who else? Now this is a this is have you ever seen the clip of Glenn Beck getting ready to cry on TV? He rubs something in his eyes to make them burn and tear up so he can cry in a minute. Really? You know who I saw do that? I saw Barack Obama do it when he was talking about the Sandy Crook and the little kids. He rubbed that on his eye and then it made him cry. And you know what? That's what when I was first waking up. I saw that and I'm like, oh, heck no. So here, I'll show you. Is Jimi Hendrix Morgan Freeman? Look, same teeth, same freckles, nose and eyes. You know who else they say? And by the way, let's see. And here is actually Morgan Freeman when he was young. It looks like Jimi Hendrix. And also, here's another one is a bummer. Yeah, I remember that because I was just waking up and I saw him rub something on his eye and then he was talking about those shootings, you know what I mean? And he was like pretending to cry. You know who else? You know who else? Rob Ford is, I'm pretty sure, is Chris Farley. I'm pretty sure Rob Ford is Chris Farley. I don't think Chris Farley died either. I think this is Rob Ford. Low Canyon, CIA babies, yep. These people are born and bred for this stuff. Even the athletes, actors, politicians, they're all athletes. They're all born for this stuff. They're born and bred for this stuff. They notice that all of the people, all the basketball players were all born in the same hospital. Chris Farley, Rob Ford. Pretty sure that's him. Remember Rob Ford died? He was a crack addict or something. He was the mayor of Toronto, I think. He was a mayor up in Canada. And then and he played the party guy just like Chris Farley. But now his brother is a politician. He was a Toronto's mayor. And now his brother is the mayor, or was. Yeah, he looks like Chris Farley. Yeah, Doug Ford. Yeah, you would know. Yeah. Yeah, now his brother is mayor or whatever. I'm pretty sure. Now, they might have killed his character off. First, they killed his character off. He came back as him, and now his character is killed off. He might come back as somebody else. Matt Foley. Yeah, Doug Ford. But yeah, it was Rob Ford, the younger brother first, or the brother. Dougie made tens of millions off floor sticker. Oh yeah. Oh, he had the floor sticker company. Yeah, really? They all did. And as a matter of fact, it was Trump's friend who ran the toilet paper companies that owned most of the toilet paper companies when they did the toilet paper scam thing. It was his friend, Trump's friend, who owns like one toilet paper company owns most of the toilet paper out there, and that's his friend. Brian Hennahy as Doug Ford. That's interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of people that came back. I can't think of any other ones. There's a lot of them though. Maybe we should go over them sometime. So, sorry, now maybe idiot female Chow Toronto mayor. Yeah, Doug Ford now premiere on Ontario Big One. Oh yeah, so he's an actor now. Huh. Isn't that just shocking? Right. And as a matter of fact, you guys had another politician who played Teddy Ruxpin, right? Isn't one of your politicians Teddy Ruxpin? Yeah, who's the guy? Who's the character? Let me see who that was. Oh, wrong one. Some politician. I think it was The Voice. Phil Barron? Will Ryan? I don't know. Anyway, he ended up to be, wouldn't be surprised, yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, it wasn't Canada, though. I think it was Russia or something. All right, who was The Voice? Yeah, I don't think it was Canada. It was something else. Pee Wee Herman went north? Yeah. Not sure about him. He'd be hard to come back as somebody else. He might have gone to Epstein Island. I don't know. Voiced by Phil Barron. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about old Pee Wee. It's so weird. I saw a clip of him on the Dating Game. He was just rolling out his Pee Wee character on the Dating Game. It was creepy and weird. And I saw him in an interview where he was totally normal. It's probably the only one interview out there where he talked normal. And it was kind of weird. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him. They always say they died of it. Whenever they all of a sudden they suddenly die, they say, well, he was struggling privately with cancer, private struggle with this or that. Yeah, private, yeah, so private, they didn't even know about it. Saw Pee Wee David not having it. You saw Pee Wee with David Letterman? Yeah. I'm sure he's probably creeped out by him. Yeah, I remember I used to watch David Letterman when he first came out. I was a nurse back then. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I would not want to be involved in any of that Hollywood stuff because one day your number's up and it's up. Your time on this world stage is over, however that's going to be. Yeah, and you know, I've been in a lot of millionaires' homes and there's not hardly any happiness in any of them. Don't, you know, I think that's why a lot of them have a chip on their shoulder and they seem angry. This was like Kanye said, it was this crappy deal. He sold his soul to the devil and it was a crappy deal. You got some toys, like buying a Happy Meal, he said. Comes with some toys, but cheap toys, and they don't, probably can't even play with it. I guess a lot of it's for show. Anyway, glad I'm not in anything, politics, acting, music, entertainment, none of that. I like to be little old me. My private life, and I don't owe anybody. Stoic quote: poorest men I've seen have been rich. Exactly. And as a matter of fact, I just quoted Charles Ingalls when they were getting made fun of at the store at the Olson's Mercantile. They didn't have money, and I don't know, they just felt like crap. They got treated like crap because their credit was overextended. And then I don't know. Then they're at home, and Pa says, "That's okay. We got stuff money can't buy." He says, "I'm the richest man in Walnut Grove." Now he says, "I'm the richest girl in Del Grove." That's where I live, in Del Grove. I'm the richest girl in Del Grove. I don't have no money, but I'm the richest girl out here. Yep, and that's how it is. The poorest people are the richest. I mean, yep. Especially when people are getting money in dirty, rotten ways, like those insurance company people. You're getting blood money, and you know what I mean, not good, not worth it. I wouldn't want to live like that. I'd rather, even if you struggle, God just like comes out of nowhere and helps you. You know what I mean? Because you've been good. You know what I mean? Money can't buy what is most valuable. That's right. That's right. I don't know. None of that. If people have to look over their shoulders. I don't know. It's just all this stuff that comes with living in a rotten way like that. Yep. Yep. Anyway, I'll get off of here, you guys. I'm gonna be on here if bore everybody. I really don't know what else to talk about. So I'll just wrap it up and get off of here. Unless somebody wants to come up and chat. But otherwise, if not, I will I'll wrap it up and get off of here. My grandma used to tell me how living on the farm, they were poor, busy, and happy, but too busy to even notice the war was taking place. Ain't that cool? And you know what? I've heard a lot of people say they grew up on the farm. They didn't even know they were poor until somebody told them. Somebody in town would say, "Oh, you guys are poor," and they were like, "What?" They didn't even know they were poor until somebody told them, because they were happy, they were healthy, they worked hard, they ate good, they slept good at night, and they didn't even know they were poor until somebody told them. Yep. Well, thank you. It was fun, ladies and gentlemen, and anybody else that came in and didn't type in anyway. It was fun. If you have food and good work, is there more? Yeah, and a roof over your head, a place to call home, and your animals are fed. Yep, that's life. That's where I'm at, man. As long as we all have a place to live, and all the best, y'all. Yeah, you too, Anonymous. Thanks for coming in. It was nice to see you. Good night to Anonymous. Good night to Grace. Good night to Sandra. Butterfly Kisses was now just known as Sandra, like Cher. She says one name now, Sandra. Just known as Sandra, formerly Sandra Butterfly Kisses. And anybody else that came in and listened, or came and went, or listening on the replay, thanks for listening on the replay. I love you guys. It was, yeah, that's all you need. Peace of mind. Peace of mind. That's what it's all about, man. And no stress. Little stress is possible. Anyway, all right. I love you guys. Thanks for coming in and joining. And Always good to see you. Good night, everybody. I love you guys. Have a good rest of the evening. Have an awesome Sunday. Rock on. And, yep. God bless you too. Good night, everybody.